Wear something nice. My name is Daniel, and I was 35 years old when I learned that sometimes the most dangerous answer you can give your spouse is a simple smile. I still remember that Thursday evening. My wife, Emily, was standing in front of the bedroom mirror getting ready to leave. She kept checking her phone every few seconds. Then she finally turned around and said something I never expected to hear. "Daniel, I'm meeting my ex tonight." I looked up from my laptop. For a moment, I didn't say anything. Her name was Ryan. The man she dated before me, the man she always insisted was part of her past. I slowly closed my laptop. Then I smiled. "Okay." Emily looked confused. "That's it?" I nodded. "That's it." She stared at me for a few seconds. Then she said, "You're not angry?" "No." "You're not going to ask where we're going?" "No." She looked even more uncomfortable. And then I said something that made her completely freeze. "Wear something nice." Her face changed instantly. "What?" I smiled again. "You heard me. Wear something nice." She didn't answer. For several seconds, she just stood there staring at me. Then she quietly asked, "Why would you say that?" I picked up my laptop again. "Because if you're going to meet someone, you should look your best." She grabbed her purse, but before walking away, she turned around one more time. "Daniel, are you sure you're okay?" I looked directly into her eyes. "I've never been more okay." She left. The front door closed, and the moment I heard her car disappear down the street, my smile disappeared too. Because Emily didn't know something, I already knew she was meeting Ryan. I knew about the restaurant, I knew the reservation time, and I knew she hadn't told me the most important part. Ryan wasn't meeting her because he wanted to talk about the past. He was meeting her because he wanted something from her, something that belonged to me. 3 days earlier, I'd received an anonymous email. There was no name, no explanation, just one photograph. It showed Emily sitting across from Ryan in a cafe. And beneath the photograph was one sentence. "Ask your wife why your name is on Ryan's documents." I didn't understand it, so I investigated quietly. The next day, I discovered Ryan had recently hired a lawyer, and that lawyer had been reviewing documents connected to my family's property company, my father's company, the company I was supposed to inherit completely. That was when I realized this wasn't about jealousy, it was about money. But there was still one question I couldn't answer. Why was Emily helping him? At 9:47 p.m., my phone buzzed, a message from Emily. "Don't wait up." I stared at it, then another message appeared. This one wasn't from Emily. It was from an unknown number. "She's going to tell him tonight." I immediately stood up. "Tell him what?" I grabbed my keys, but before I reached the door, my phone buzzed again. This time there was a photograph attached. It showed Emily and Ryan sitting inside the restaurant. And on the table between them was a brown envelope. My name was written across it. I stopped breathing for a second. Whatever was inside that envelope, Emily had been hiding it from me, and tonight she was finally giving it to Ryan. I grabbed my coat. Then I smiled, because they thought I was sitting at home, waiting for my wife to come back. They were wrong. I was already on my way to the restaurant, and neither of them knew I was coming. Part 2. The envelope with my name on it. I parked across the street from the restaurant. I didn't go inside immediately. I wanted to know exactly what Emily and Ryan were planning. Through the window, I could see them sitting across from each other. Ryan looked nervous. Emily looked terrified. The brown envelope was still between them. Then Ryan leaned forward and said something that made Emily shake her head. I couldn't hear the words, but I could see her lips. She said, "No." Ryan slammed his hand against the table. Emily flinched. Then he pointed at the envelope. She finally picked it up. My heart started pounding. What was inside? I walked toward the restaurant, but before I reached the door, my phone rang. It was Michael, my attorney. "Daniel, where are you?" "At a restaurant." "Listen carefully." His voice sounded serious. "Whatever you're about to see, don't confront anyone yet." I stopped walking. "Why?" "Because I found something." "What?" There was a pause. "Your wife isn't the person Ryan is trying to protect." My stomach tightened. "What does that mean?" Michael lowered his voice. "Ryan has been using your wife's name." "For what?" "Property transfers." I looked through the restaurant window again. Emily was crying now. Ryan was holding the envelope. Michael continued, Daniel, the documents I found suggest someone has been moving assets connected to your father's company. Someone inside your family. I went completely still. My family? Yes. And I think Ryan knows who. Before I could ask another question, Michael said, I'll call you back. The line went dead. I stared through the window. Ryan suddenly stood up. Emily grabbed his arm. He pulled away. Then he said something. This time I could read his lips clearly. You promised. Emily wiped her tears. I couldn't do it. Ryan pointed toward the envelope. You don't have a choice. Emily whispered, He's my husband. Ryan laughed bitterly. And I'm your future. I felt something inside me break, not because of the words, because I finally understood. This wasn't just about my company. Ryan believed Emily was going to leave me. And apparently, she had promised him she would. I walked into the restaurant. Emily looked up. Her face turned completely white. Ryan froze. I calmly pulled out the chair beside them. Then I sat down. Nobody spoke. I looked at the brown envelope, then at Emily. You were going to give him something with my name on it. She couldn't answer. Ryan stood up. Daniel, this isn't what you think. I looked at him, then explained it. Silence. I turned towards my wife. Emily? Her eyes filled with tears. I was trying to protect you. I almost laughed. From what? She looked at Ryan, then back at me. Your father. My entire body went cold. My father? She nodded. Daniel, your father didn't leave you that company. He left you a debt? I stared at her. What? Ryan slowly opened the envelope. Inside was an old legal document. A document signed by my father, years before his death. Ryan placed it on the table. Your father borrowed millions. I looked down at the signature. It was real, but something didn't make sense. My father had always told me the company was completely debt-free. Then Emily whispered the words that changed everything. Your father didn't hide the debt from you. He hid something much worse. I looked at her. What? She swallowed hard. He hid who actually owns the company. The person who really owned my company. For a few seconds, I couldn't speak. I looked at Emily, then at Ryan, then back at the document. Who owns my company? Emily wiped the tears from her face. I don't know how to tell you this. Try. She took a deep breath. Your father transferred control of the company before he died. To whom? Ryan answered. To me? I stared at him. Then I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was impossible. My father would never do that. Ryan pulled another document from the envelope. This was signed 12 years ago. I looked at the signature. It was my father's. But something immediately caught my attention. The signature looked different. The spacing was wrong. The date was wrong. And most importantly, there was a company seal on the document that didn't exist 12 years ago. I looked at Ryan. Where did you get this? He hesitated. Your father gave it to me. No. I shook my head. He didn't. Emily suddenly stood up. Daniel, please listen to me. I looked at her. Then tell me the truth. She lowered her voice. Ryan didn't create these documents. Who did? She looked terrified. Then she whispered, Your father's former business partner. My blood ran cold. Martin? Emily nodded. Martin had disappeared from my father's company years before his death. Everyone thought he had moved overseas, but apparently he had never really left. Ryan pulled out his phone. There are bank transfers. Millions of dollars. Money moved out of your father's company before his death. I looked at the screenshots. Every transfer had one thing in common. Martin's account. But there was another name attached to several transactions. Emily. I slowly looked at my wife. She immediately started crying. Daniel, I didn't steal anything. Then why is your name there? I was helping Ryan investigate. Without telling me, she nodded. I was afraid you wouldn't believe me. I stood up. For the first time that night, I wasn't angry. I was disappointed. You should have told me. I know. No, Emily. You don't know. You asked me to wear something nice tonight. You made me think you were meeting your ex. But you were actually investigating my father's company. She looked at me. I was trying to save you. I took a step closer. Then why did you tell Ryan you would leave me? Her face went completely pale. Ryan looked at her. Emily, I raised my hand. Don't. I looked at my wife. Answer me. She couldn't. That silence told me everything. Then my phone rang. Michael. I answered. His voice was urgent. Daniel, I found Martin. I froze. Where? Your father's old warehouse. There's more. What? Michael took a breath. I found the original company records. The documents Ryan has, they're fake. I looked at Ryan. His face changed instantly. Michael continued, and Daniel, the person who ordered those fake documents, wasn't Martin. I felt my stomach drop. Then who? There was a long silence. Finally, Michael said, your wife. I slowly turned toward Emily. She was crying, but she wasn't denying it. And that's when I realized I had spent the entire night thinking Ryan was the threat. He wasn't. The person sitting across from me was. The truth she couldn't hide. I stared at Emily. So you ordered the fake document? She slowly nodded. Yes. Ryan immediately stood up. Emily, don't. She looked at him. You lied to Daniel. You lied to me. And you thought you could take everything from him. Ryan's face went pale. Before he could move, the restaurant door opened. Michael, my attorney, walked in with 2 investigators. He placed the original company records on the table. The documents Ryan has are fake, Michael said, and we have the evidence to prove it. Ryan stopped arguing. For the first time, he knew he had lost. I turned toward Emily. But you still lied to me. Tears filled her eyes. I was trying to protect you. I know. But you should have trusted me enough to tell me the truth. She lowered her head. I was scared. I took a long breath. Then I looked at Ryan. You came into my home. You tried to steal my company. And you used my wife to do it. Ryan said nothing. I turned back to Emily. I don't hate you, but I can't trust you anymore. She reached for my hand. Daniel, please. I gently pulled my hand away. I'm sorry. Then I placed the divorce papers on the table. Her eyes filled with tears. You're really doing this? I nodded. Yes. She signed them. My marriage ended that night. But as I walked out of the restaurant, I realized something. I hadn't lost my life. I had finally taken it back. And sometimes, walking away from the person you love is the hardest thing you can do. But sometimes, it's also the thing that saves you. If this story kept you watching until the end, subscribe for more emotional family drama stories.